morning. When you're down and troubled and you need a helping hand and nothing, oh, nothing is going right, just close your eyes and think of me. Soon I will be there to brighten up even your darkest night. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running. I'll come running just to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, fall, all you gotta do is call, and I'll be there, yes I will. Now ain't it good to know that you got a friend when people can be so, so cold? They'll hurt you and they'll desert you. They'll take your soul if you let them. Oh, but don't you let them, no, no. You just call out my name. Just to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, fall, all you gotta do is call, and I'll be there, yes I will. And I'll be there, yes I will. And I'll be there, yes I will. You've got a friend. Good morning, everybody.
All right, Mr. Jason Goldstein.
Thank you.
So nice to have you all here with us in the sanctuary today. And for those of you joining us online, and for those of you who may be new here this morning, my name is Reverend Dr. Michael McMorrow. I'm the senior minister here at the Center for Spiritual Living. We're coming to you live from Granada Hills, California, which is in the North San Fernando Valley. And we are a faith community who welcomes all who practice their beliefs in faith and love. And you just heard the musical stylings of Mr. Jason Goldstein. So let's give him some love. And our presider this morning is the wonderful Ginny Fox. Yes. Who helps out with our youth and a bunch of other stuff. One of our practitioners here. And so as we bring the lights down, just take a deep breath together. Just maybe throwing some light to Dr. Maureen this morning. And also to our servicemen and women serving around the world right now, and also for our world leaders, that the light of the divine protects and guides them all. So, as we come together for our call to service, which we call lighting the flames of faith, and we perform this ceremony to promote the consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples, all faiths, all sentient beings come from the one great universal presence, which we call Spirit. Fundamental to this truth is the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here this morning. So as Ginny lights the first candle, it's for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the second candle for shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the third candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. The seventh candle we light for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. The ninth candle we light for all forms of new thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. The 10th candle we light for all those who are as yet unaware of the power and presence of Spirit in their lives, for the space we hold for them here in our sanctuary, within our online community, and of course, within our own hearts. And as Ginny lights the healing candle, please put silently into the light the names of anyone you wish to have experience the healing flame of God's eternal love.
There is one flame that burns in our hearts. There is one light that shines through our love. We light this flame with faith. We light this flame with faith. We find this light within our souls. There is one flame, one light within.
Thank you, Jason. Let's give it a hand to Jason. You know, just call out my name. I never realized that. The name. Who are we calling out to? I always thought of it as a friend, but call out my name. Just thought of that. So I invite you today to relax your shoulders, relax your whole body, close your eyes if you like. And I know that there is one absolute, colorful, wonderful spirit. This spirit encompasses all the colors of the rainbow and is everywhere all at once. This power brings joy and creative activity to our lives. This power of love is absolute, all-knowing, and all-giving. So I know that this congregation is united with this power. When we live in full color, we are saying yes to this power. This loving creative power is everywhere and runs through us, as us. No one, absolutely no one is left out. I recognize that as we listen to Reverend Mike today, each and every one of us is hearing and embodying exactly what we need to hear, that we are delving deep inside to discover the beauty, the wisdom, and the creativity that we have inside. We know that all of us are capable of having what we want, and we know that when we change our thinking, we change our life. So I'm thankful for this. Thankful for not living in a black and white world, but living in a world of color, joy, and many, many, many choices. And I'm thankful for this center and everyone who works and helps this center thrive. And also the center helps us grow in our faith and our creativity. So I release my word to the law that knows exactly what to do and when to do it. I let it go and let God, as we say, and so it is. Okay. Good morning, everyone. It's good to see each and every one of you today gathered in this warmth. Well, it's not too bad today. Warmth and sacred space in the light of this community and the truth that God is all there is. Our theme for this month has been Living Color. We've been working on that in junior church also, and adding a little bit of sign language. Lissa's been helping us. But more about that later. So today, I'd like to talk about the treatment class that I just took. And a couple of us here were in the class, and it was taught by Adrian and Reverend Nancy. And in this class, we talked about the 5 steps of treatment. Well, I've known about that, but I got it in a different way. I used to think of treatment like, okay, like a prayer, or something I say in meditation, or something I say for someone or for myself. But this time, I got it like, wow, this is what you live by. I mean, you live the steps every day. It's just part of your life. Let me explain this. The first step is recognition, and in sign language, it just goes like this. That's recognition. And I know now that God is always with me, and even in that song that Jason just sang, I saw God. And God's there, and I'm never alone. And I got this in a way, and it's hard to explain, that I had really never gotten it before. The second step is unification. Okay, that's unification. And I realized that the divine does not stop with me. It moves through every person in this sanctuary, every person watching online, and it is a sacred color in the fabric of our life. When we honor each other's uniqueness, when we celebrate the diversity of gifts, backgrounds, voices, and visions, we create a living tapestry of spirit on earth. When we do things like our Juneteenth and our open mic, and we allow people to come in and share their diverse talents with us, those things are important. And in the musical Les Miserables, one of my favorite lines is at the ending song, remember the truth that once was spoken, to love another person is to see the face of God. And it's one of my favorite lines from Les Miserables. The third step is declaration. Declaration. This is where we ask for what we want. So many times I know I've been afraid to do that. Like I would be being selfish or just thinking of me. But I know now that I can stand my ground And that if I know what I'm doing is right for me, then it's okay. And in this book, this is the book we used, one of the books, and it says 5 Steps to Freedom. And this is not false advertisement. This really did help. It's by John B. Waterhouse. And so I took a quote from there, and he said, remember, you're not asking for anything. You are claiming the truth about yourself, knowing the words I say are so. And this is how manifestation works. And Ernest Holmes goes on to state, we are not limited by our past experience, by the color of our skin, or by the conditions around us. We are only limited by a belief in limitation. So the act of declaring became bigger to me, much more, much fuller. And I think that's exactly what the whole class became to me, is taking what I've known for, I've been in science of mind for 45 years, but I never had a treatment class. And taking all of that and placing it in my life on a 24-hour basis all the time. So the last step is release, and this is release. Oh, this is Thanksgiving, or you can use 2 hands. This is release. And in this stage, you let go. You don't dig up the seed. You don't dig up the problem constantly. I catch myself doing that. And we don't have to keep going back over it. And then, and so it is. It is, huh, Nancy? So it's here, you know? And so I'm going to leave you with a couple questions. One, and for me too, these are questions for myself. Where in your life is Spirit calling you to show up in full color? Where have you been turning down, like we just did the lights? That's a good cue. Down the brightness of my being. I'll leave you with a saying by Michael Bethwick, said, this is where we are all loving and living in this life together. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you. I don't usually do songs like this, but this is a pop song from 2001 by Michelle Branch, so I hope you like it. Here we Turn it inside out so I can see the part of you drifting over me. And when I wake, you're never there. And when I sleep, you're everywhere. You're everywhere. Just tell me how I got this far. Just tell me why you're here and who you are. 'Cause every time I look, you're always there. And every time I sleep, you're always there. 'Cause you're everywhere to me. And when I close my eyes, it's you I see. Everything I know that makes me believe I'm not alone. I am not alone. I recognize the way you make me feel. It's hard to think you might not be real. I sense it now, water's getting deep. I try to wash the pain away from me, away from me. close my eyes, it's you I see. You're everything I know that makes me believe I'm not alone. I am not alone. Touch your hand, it's then I understand the beauty that's within. It's now we begin. You always light my way. I hope never comes a day. No matter where I go, I always feel you so. Because you're everywhere to me. And when I close my eyes, it's you I see. Everything I know that makes me believe I'm not alone. 'Cause you're everywhere to me. And when I catch my breath, it's you I breathe. Everything I know that makes me believe I'm not alone. You're everywhere I see. So tell me, do you see me? Thank you, guys.
Wow. Okay, let's give a little more love. Come on. Okay, so today, first of all, practitioners, raise your hands. Okay, we're available for in the treatment room for a 2-minute tune-up. And we've already raised our hands. So, okay. After the second service, we are having a celebration birthday potluck in honor of Margie, 99 years old. Margie's a longtime cherished church member in our community, and we're excited to celebrate her. Yes. Wednesday, June 25th at 7 o'clock, please join us for a Tibetan singing bowl meditation facilitated by Wayne McDonald. He's a practitioner. This evening is I've been to this, and my kids at junior church love it too. It's a very peaceful way to enjoy a midweek reset. Sunday, June 29th, at both the 9 and the 10:30 service, we will have musical guests Joel Desiree and David Alivis. Please check current newsletter and next week's edition to see them featured and learn more about their music. Our gratitude box. And we really need that today, huh?
Okay, so today I picked it out myself, and someone is grateful for my friend Barb.
Really? Oh my goodness. Okay, so now we're going to stand for the principles. Okay. We believe in one universal spirit manifesting through all, natural and incarnated in us. We believe that the universal spirit is personal to and reveals itself through everyone who recognizes its presence. We believe that our faith operates upon a law of mind which automatically manifests in our experience according to that faith. We believe in the unity of all life and the immortality of the individual soul forever expanding. We believe in the eternal goodness, the eternal loving kindness, and the givingness of life to all.
I am with God. I am holy light. I am holy light. I am holy light. I am one with God. God, I am one with God.
Right. Thank you, Jason. Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's go ahead and give him some more love.
Wow.
If you're online, work that chat. Yeah, work the chat. So today's talk title, and still we're together. Or I should say, we're still together. I should learn how to read, I guess. And happy summer, officially. All right, let's head to the beach. And our theme for the month, continuing in living color for the next couple of weeks with our colorful chameleon. All right. So I just want to give a couple acknowledgments. So we did have a wonderful Juneteenth service on Wednesday evening. If you didn't get a chance to see it, it is on our YouTube channel. And I found it to be quite moving myself. And so it's got a little bit of history in it. I'm a history guy, so it had a little bit of history. It had poetry in it from African-American poets, music, both live and recorded. And anyway, it was really well done. I loved that it was a group effort and that they presented it as a gift to us, the community. And so it was a really sweet celebration. And also, I just want to give you a heads up, if you're planning on coming in to the church on Tuesday or Wednesday, we have something really cool going on here. We have a youth reading program going on from 9 to 3 on Tuesday, 9 to 2 on Wednesday. So if you need to swing by for whatever reason, I'm just going to ask you to use the front door so we don't disturb the kids in the back. So anyway, that's the business end of the program. Thank you for coming. All right, so, and we're still together is a talk title. And we have a little affirmation today. I embrace the power of vulnerability and connection. Let's do that together. I embrace the power of vulnerability. Okay, now that you've warmed up the vocal cords, let's do it again like you actually mean it. I embrace the power of vulnerability and connection. All right, so that's like uh-oh. Does that mean we're going to talk about vulnerability? Connection? Well, maybe a little bit. So, but I have to say, I have been struggling with this talk title through the week, pondering, which is, I work on these talks through the week, picking up capturing ideas as I go. But I just could not get away from this one idea, with this idea of, and still we're together. It makes me think of couples who've been together for like 20 plus years, right? So since we have a couple in here, we'll see if I'm even close today. Because if I took all my marriages together, they wouldn't be 25 years. But, well, actually, they might be now. Stephanie and I are managing to make it through. So because, in 20 years, you're going to go through some stuff, yeah? No? You guys have never been through stuff? Wow, it's just been one glorious Magic Mountain ride. So in 20 years, you're going to go through some stuff. Maybe difficult stuff, where at times both question their commitment to the relationship. Or maybe nothing is wrong, right? Maybe it's just facing an empty nest and looking at each other, asking the question, what's next? What's next for me? What's next for us, right? And I don't think it's uncommon for couples to look at each other waiting for the other one to come up with some good ideas, right? So I'm beginning to think, there's some giggling going on, I like that. So I'm beginning to think that it is in navigating the question of what's next, the couple finds the answer, or at least finds enough of the answer to keep the partnership moving forward, right? Being comfortable with the uncertainty maybe within that. And being comfortable with uncertainty, whether we're in committed relationship or not, is a skill we can all utilize to step into a more promising future. So one of the sweetest things that I get to do as a minister is recommitment ceremonies for people's 25th wedding anniversary. All the stuff they've worked through, alone and together, providing the foundation for the next 25 years. Going through all that stuff and realizing the hardships, the victories, job, no job, talking, not talking, endearment to boredom, all of it. Everything a couple goes through. And we're still together. And we're still together. Yeah, man, there's something sad about that. And still, partners can fall into the trap of thinking they know what someone wants, what they're thinking. But often we're just making stuff up. Why don't we just ask them? I don't know why. Maybe that comes up in the second 25 years. Now, I'm joking now because couples talk all the time about what they want, at least around 5 o'clock every night, right? So what do you want for dinner? Well, I don't know. What do you want for dinner? But extending this from out into the world, beyond the home, whether we're in a committed relationship or not, right? And in fact, we're all in committed relationship with each other, whether we're doing it consciously or we're not. We think we know what people think. We think we know how they feel. Their identity aligns with our identity. So they're on the blue team, they're on the good team, they're on the bad team, they're whatever. They're Seahawk fans. Yeah. I thought that would get a little more umph. Okay. They're Lions fans. All right, we got one Lion fan. All right. So that's football in case you don't know. Pro football. All right. Their identity aligns with our identity. We read their social media, so we think we know them. And yet the person that we meet in life is often far more nuanced and gentler in real life than they are behind the screen. Truth is, we don't really know what people are thinking or feeling. Now, I've been reading a book by Carl Jung, The Undiscovered Life. Pretty dry stuff, I have to say. But he writes this, that, we'll see if I have this done correct. Oh, there's beautiful Melviny. So our friends in Tarzan, I'll have to tell you where that spot's at. So most people confuse self-knowledge. Most people confuse self-knowledge with the knowledge of the conscious ego personalities. And anyone who has ego consciousness at all takes it for granted that they know themselves. But the ego knows only its own contents. The ego knows only its own contents, not the unconscious and its contents. But the ego knows only its own contents, not the unconscious and its contents. So the undiscovered life, the unexamined life, these are noble pursuits to be sure. And yet, even in that examination, there is truth, there is folly, there's misinterpretation, there's projection. So this work of discovery is an ongoing enterprise. And even as we know that the outside world is constantly changing, the world inside, the way that we think, positions that we reason our way into, right, which is the conscious mind, often do not change at all. They don't. The world changes. We even say, oh, the world changes. It's all impermanence. And yet, we're still thinking the same thoughts that we've been thinking for years. And there's lots of science to back this up. You know, science has told us that our worldview is formed in our early 20s. And after that, we simply gather evidence to support positions that we already have. So in this way, the ego is a closed system that fiercely defends itself against new insights and information. So if you've ever wondered why your husband just doesn't get it, now you know. That's for you, honey. All right. That's probably just me. All right. So, you know, this whole idea that what we're looking for, we're looking with. Now, this is neither good nor bad. It just simply is. My point is that we're not as open-minded as we believe ourselves to be. And yet, at the same time, we find ourselves spiritually seeking truth. Many of us exhaustively studying spiritual text, maybe even able to recite chapter and verse with certainty about what that all means. Because after all, we're seeking certainty because we're seekers. We go to the Bible, we go to the textbook, we go to a psychic, we check our astrological forecast, our biorhythms, like Hansel and Gretel following spiritual breadcrumbs, often only to find ourselves into even darker places in the forest. Spiritual seekers looking everywhere outside of ourselves for an answer. The truth, the ultimate truth, searching for certainty, searching for meaning. Now, the carpenter has said, the kingdom of God cometh not with observation, neither shall they say, lo here, lo there, but behold, the kingdom of God is within you. And that comes not only from Luke, but that's a popular quote taken from Thomas, but it is in Luke as well. So there is within you and with me and within me a knowing something that is the seat of creativity, that's all-powerful, is intelligent, and in fact is intelligence itself expressing, but all of it obscured by the ego as with a dark glassly. And so in this teaching, you know, what we're really trying to do through these 5 steps is to first really broaden our idea of what this thing that we use as G-O-D, being a placeholder word for different understandings. That's why we light the flames of faith, right? Acknowledging that there is a universal truth, a light, a power, a vibration, if you will, emanating through all of it. And that we are one with that. Now this is a very powerful thought, and one that I think is too easily dismissed or even minimized, because many of us have been raised on the idea of, oh Lord, I am not worthy. Right? Because we get entangled by the human condition and so easily judge ourselves and get trapped in a cycle of self-recrimination that keeps us held bound instead of being liberated, spiritually liberated to understand that our creativity is the creativity of the divine having its way by means of our life. That seems like an audacious idea. And it is absolutely true. And the ego is terrified by that idea, right? Because it might have to do something different. It might have to think in a different way. So, how do we discover this? Well, there's really no other way. We have to go within. We have to make time to be still. Now, this doesn't mean that, just sitting on the cushion, although it could certainly mean that. But, you can be still walking a labyrinth, yes? I like to go up the hills up in O'Melveny, which I'm finally able to do, huffing and puffing, because when I'm doing this thing shuts off because all my focus now is on the breath. I've had some very interesting insights when gasping away. And when we go within, right, we can't help but identify places of discord within us. Why? Because they bubble up. We're no longer distracted. And if you've had your second cup of Starbucks, they really bubble up. But the potential is there. The potential is there to harmonize with the divine song within, because that too is present. To allow the light of love to shine upon the unconscious, to shine upon the shadow, right? To open our awareness up to those places that up until now we may have been unaware of, in the ways that we are hard-hearted or judgmental, resentful towards ourselves, towards others. And in practice then, we direct this light of love, not through fear, but with confidence on this unconscious side of ourselves, which now allows for a more fully realized life to manifest itself as our life. So this infinite power and presence, however you define this notion of higher power, by whatever name that you give it then, right? We are the co-creator of that. So what is God's will for us? Well, what is my will for me? Right? The Spirit is seeking only to express more creatively. So we look at our life and we look at what is the tendency of our thought. Well, what are we demonstrating in our life? Is it peace, harmony, love, light, beauty, truth? Or is it something else? As we experience glimpses of this more fully realized life, and to me it's been glimpses, right? Like the scent of night jasmine, right? When the blooms, you can't even see where it is. It's just like, oh, you just want to follow it, right? We grow in our awareness of our oneness with the Father, our oneness with Spirit, our oneness with creativity, with divine intelligence, Christ consciousness, Buddha mind. and then by extension to each other. So we embrace those parts of ourselves that up until now may have held us bound. We rejoice in feeling the joy of true emancipation from the shackles of the ego that up until now have held us bound in futility, even servitude, enslaved by old ways of thinking that now no longer serve us. You know, one of the most difficult things to do in the creative arts is to let go of old ideas so something new can make itself known. Whether you're a writer, musician, accountant, business owner, carpenter, so with practice in this silence, we observe the tendency of our thought. Are they peaceful or anxious? Do they bring understanding or confusion, harmony or discord? As we allow ourselves to harmonize our thought with the thought of that which is something greater than we are, we connect with the great harmony of life itself. There are many emanations in this thing called life. And in some crazy cosmic way, all is needed because it's here. It's here. Well, what do we do with that? You know, how do we spin that straw into gold? I'm very proud of myself right now. You just don't know all the words that I was grasping at there. So how do we spin the straw into gold? So Holmes also wrote that, he said that too, that the thought of God must be the cause of all that really exists. And as there are many existing things, there must be many existing things. There must be many thoughts in the mind of the infinite, which is good news for those who are meditating and having a lot of chatter on a particular day. Oh, that's just my creativity. Let me just breathe a little deeper, release a little more. Let me stay out of the judgment of what I think my meditation is supposed to be doing today and just be with it. There must be many existing things. There must be many thoughts in the mind of the infinite. This is logical to suppose, for an infinite mind would necessarily conceive of an infinite variety of ideas. And this, in here lies the potential for all of us to access this infinite variety of ideas. This is really what we go to practitioners for, right? Is to bring out, to have that guided discovery that brings forth within us that which we already know. Most practitioner clients that I have seen really already know what needs to be done, right? It's just clearing away, maybe cleaning that glass darkly to let more light in, to see it. This is a much more emancipating way of being than simply being told what to do, right? To discover within yourself a truth and then to live by that. I just saw the movie Sally on Hulu about Sally Ride. Sally Ride was this amazing engineer, brilliant mind, PhD, first woman astronaut, very driven person, who had to deny a part of herself for over half of her life because she was a lesbian in the 70s and 80s during the astronaut program. Because I'm throwing myself into that we weren't ready for that. I remember when it was said that Rock Hudson died of AIDS. No way, Rock Hudson. He was in Ice Station Zebra. It couldn't be Rock Hudson. He was in Giant, for crying out loud. But this is the wonderful thing about the teaching. You sit with these things and you really start to reconstruct what love itself actually is. And that what is important is that we love, not who we love, or even how we love. In this way, we find ourselves more integrated, less easily pushed from our center, not from stubbornness, but from observation. Having discovered and healed through the shadow, we no longer minimize our own trauma or even the suffering caused by poor choices. We practice compassion with ourselves. Having done this work, we extend it to the outside, to others. We have a sense of true equanimity. We're no longer biting the hook of the outer experience. So, Hafiz once wrote, "Let's get loose with compassion." Let's see if that's actually no, not that one. There we go. So let's get loose with compassion. Let's drown in the delicious ambience of love. Let's get loose with compassion. Let's drown in the delicious ambience of love. Until we get to the place of, because the one I love lives inside of you, I stand as close to you as I can. Right? Because I love the one who lives inside of you, I stand as close to you as I can. So let's take a breath on that. Let's work with this one today. Because the one I love lives inside of you, I stand as close to you as I can. So, this is the first bit of work that we do in this teaching called the Science of Mind, is identifying the ways that the Spirit is manifesting itself in our life, through our life, as our life. Alan Watts talks about how the Godhead is playing peekaboo with itself in this existence. Because the one I love lives inside of you, I stand as close to you as I can. So as we go through the rest of this day, let's see if we can play around with that. Let's see if we can apply it to others whom we appear to be in discord with, whether in our immediate circle or on Facebook. Let's get loose with compassion. Let's drown in the delicious ambience of love. And see if we can take even that into our work week this week. See what shifts. And then come back next week and we'll report to each other, see how we did.
And flows of angel hair and ice cream castles in the air and feather canyons everywhere. I've looked at clouds that way, but now they usually block the sun. They rain and snow on everyone. So many things I could have done. but clouds got in my way. I've looked at clouds from both sides now, from up and down, and still somehow it's cloud illusions I recall, and I really don't know clouds at all. Moons and Junes and Ferris wheels, that dizzy dancing way you feel, and every fairy tale comes real. I've looked at clouds that way, but now it's just another show. You leave them laughing when you go, and if you care, don't let them know. Don't give yourself away. I've looked at love from both sides now, from give and take, and still somehow it's love's illusions I recall, and I really don't know love at all. Tears and fears and feeling proud to say I love you right out loud, and dreams and schemes and circus crowds. I've looked at clouds that way, but now old friends, they're acting strange. They shake their heads, they say I've changed, but something's lost and something's gained in living every day. I've looked at life from both sides now, from win and lose, and still somehow it's life's illusions I recall, and I really don't know I look to life from both sides now, from win and lose, and still somehow it's life's illusions I recall, and I really don't know life at all.
Jason Goldstein, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Let's give him some love. Uno, dos, tres. Oh. All right. There you go. Take a breath and push. There you go. All right. All right, so you asked for a couple minutes.
Okay.
That's all you're going to get.
2 minutes for everyone.
Here you go. Use the microphone, dear.
Okay.
Microphone's here.
Now,
And then you can
This-
look at that camera there too, and the folks at home will see you. Okay. Yeah, you're on TV now, Bib.
oh, really? Oh, I was wondering where everyone went, but you're back.
Yes.
So, our very kind,
Dude.
minister, 3 months ago, let me talk to everybody here. There was more people then. And I had a broken leg in 3 parts, this one. And when I came back here after a year of trying to get my leg back in order, I came here and I talked to everybody because there were so many that cared about what happened to me. And they did things about it, you know, cards and prayers and everything I guess they could think of. And so I told them I appreciated everything they tried to do because I had faith and I had determination. At the end of the year, I got this leg back. And that was wonderful. And so I wanted to let everybody know that was trying to help or knew about me. So today, I guess you know you're not 99, and that's okay. We're still going to sort of appreciate that, at least I do, because I don't think I'm going to be 99 again. And I like where I'm at right now. That's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's your 2 minutes, kid.
2 minutes,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
We're all over 50. We have to go to the bathroom yet. It's been an hour.
I just wanted to get a little bit more in. When I was
Well, you are going to have a party, you know.
I hope so.
Yeah.
And when I was a kid, I didn't get any birthday parties. I was so busy going to my dance school, and I just couldn't have a party. So I worked with that as long as I could, and then I got able to be a, what do you call it? Let's see.
A birthday girl.
So
no. I'm going to interrupt you so we can get finished up in here, and we'll take it on the other side, and I'll give you some time. You know, you can have all the time you want at your party, okay?
How about food?
Yeah, food. There's food. There's you. There's food. So let me help you get back to your seat,
Okay.
because we still got a little bit to do here.
Love you all.
All right.
Thank you for being here. And like I said, I was a kid and didn't have.
Yeah, we
But
know, dear.
now-
We're going to sit you down now.
Now,
There's a chair right there. Let's sit right there.
Okay.
Okay.
there's
Can you give me a hand here, James, please?
half a minute.
Yeah. Now, you've had your
but-
half a minute. Okay.
Okay.
So there we go. You can talk at the party, really, honest.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Kids growing up.
Okay. All right. So, if you want to be able to speak at the service on a Sunday, you too must make it to 99. So we're going to just take a moment for the offering here. If you've come prepared with a gift in person today, just make your way up to the basket as we sing our offering song. And then we'll be out in a couple of minutes.
Spirit gives through me, Spirit receives through me, Spirit lives and breathes through me. Spirit lives and breathes through me. Spirit gives to us, Spirit receives through us, Spirit lives and breathes through us. Spirit lives and breathes through us.
Just going within for a moment longer as we recognize this basket represents both the generous heart of the individual, the receptive heart of this spiritual community. the heart of that individual who knows and knows that they know that God is our source, our substance, our supply. And so by whatever avenue your generosity finds its way through the center, through PayPal, through online giving, through the mail, or here in the offering this morning, as spiritual community now, we receive and accept these gifts with deep love and respect as we know together they go forth to heal, to prosper, and to bless not only this community, but anyone connected to it in any way. And from this place of gratitude, we extend a blessing upon our community of Granada Hills, our city of Los Angeles, our state of California, our United States of America, all of its churches, temples, mosques, schools, universities, the people who attend them, the people who support them. That we know in some crazy cosmic way that the infinite mind, the creative impulse of life, the infinite heart of the Most High is expressing in, through, and as all of it. And to the extent that we know this to be so, we see its demonstration in ways great and small. This lifts our hearts. We feel a sense of power and grace that propel us into ways of spiritual living that raise not only our own life, but the lives of those around us as well. And that's a good thing. And together we acknowledge this by saying, and so it is. Amen. One more time, let's give it up for Jason. Thank you all for being here. So there's a party over here. And let's get Ginny up here. Yeah, thank you. Thanks. So come on and join us on the other side there.
Okay,
Hope
for
you guys
just
have
a
time
couple
to-
minutes more, let's close our eyes and go back into our sacred space and know there is one flame of growth, beauty, color. There is no place that God is not. And still we are together. We are always together. We're always united. God works through us, as us. And so I declare I am comfortable with uncertainty. What I want, I will ask for. I will direct the light, and the light is in all of us. And I'll be happy serving. And so I am thankful for Margie, thankful for this congregation, thankful for everybody who helps with everything in this congregation. And so I just release my word to the law that knows exactly what to do and says, yes, my beloved. And so it is.
Please join me in singing the peace song. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as a power, united all are we. Let us walk with each other